If you look at the dashboard of a modern e-commerce business, everything seems perfectly organized. But step away from the screen, and the physical reality is a sprawling environment of moving parts, heavy machinery, and thousands of shifting boxes. In that environment, it is easy to make a dangerous assumption that if you purchase exactly 100 units from a supplier, you will always have exactly 100 units available to sell. Look at this grid. Notice how these physical units vanish from the group, yet the digital counter remains stubbornly stuck at 100. This is inventory shrinkage, the process of products disappearing without ever triggering a system alert. Because these losses occur without leaving a digital footprint, operators can remain blind to the leak for months. They trust their dashboard metrics, only realizing there is a problem when their margins begin to erode without explanation. The physical causes of this unseen loss are usually mundane. A worker picks the wrong niter, a forklift crushes a carton, or items are simply misplaced. The bleeding also starts before items reach the shelf. A clerical error during receiving can erase units on paper, or a supplier might short a shipment, delivering 90 items when the invoice says 100. Watch what happens to the math when we highlight a single missing unit. Every lost box represents capital that can no longer generate revenue. When that loss is repeated across thousands of products, the financial impact compounds. Shrinkage also creates operational friction. When your system thinks you have products that aren't physically there, you end up spending advertising dollars to promote empty shelves, leading to canceled orders and frustrated customers. Every unit lost to shrinkage is a direct hit to the bottom line. Treating these gaps as an unavoidable cost means allowing a segment of your capital to evaporate before it can ever be reinvested.
To find this missing inventory, many businesses rely on an annual wall-to-wall count. They shut down the entire facility, freeze all orders, and spend days counting every single item in the building. High-performing operators often take a different approach, called cycle counting. This involves performing small, continuous inventory checks that happen in the background throughout the year. As this floor plan shows, cycle counts are targeted. Instead of counting everything, staff focus on these high-traffic zones, the areas holding the most valuable and fastest-moving items, to maximize the accuracy of the inventory that actually drives the business. However, when a discrepancy is found, many operators make a mistake. They simply update the digital numbers to match the physical shelf and consider the job finished. Merely correcting the math treats the symptom of a missing box. It ignores the operational breakdown that allowed the product to disappear in the first place. The real value of a cycle count is the data it generates. It acts as a diagnostic feedback loop for the entire supply chain. Logging discrepancies by exact location reveals patterns annual counts miss. When notes cluster at the receiving dock, it isolates suppliers as the source. When adjustments cluster along a single internal aisle, it suggests localized issues like poor handling or confusing layouts. Executing counts this way transforms a missing box into a piece of evidence. It highlights exactly where the system is failing, turning an administrative task into a data-driven investigation. This data allows for targeted external intervention. You can go to your vendors with a record of recurring quantity errors, providing proof of exactly how many units were missing across specific shipments. It also guides internal fixes. You can redesign layouts in the aisles where errors cluster, update receiving protocols, or retrain staff on specific handling procedures to stop the loss at the source. This proactive approach replaces the habit of writing off inventory as a mystery with a process for identifying and eliminating the causes of shrinkage. By acting on cycle count data, you effectively plug the operational profit leak, ensuring the capital you invest in inventory is actually available to generate a return. Most business strategies focus heavily on generating new sales and scaling marketing efforts to increase the top line. However, look at the economics on this scale. Protecting $1 of existing inventory provides the exact same bottom line value as generating a new $1 of profit. Preventing a loss is often more efficient than finding a new customer. The cycle count acts as an operational lie detector. It forces the physical reality of the warehouse to match the digital promises made by the inventory system. By utilizing these counts to protect your assets, you ensure that every unit of product you own has the opportunity to fulfill its purpose, reaching a customer and generating a profit.